Right. I think I've got things figured out to record this here video. Not having things figured out, as you've gathered, dear students at Texas A&M San Antonio, not figuring things out has been a theme thus far for me since I inked a contract to start working at the university. It is now Friday, the 27th of August at nearly 8 p.m. I should have had this done about a week and a day ago at the latest. But as you know, my hands have been tied pretty much since I set foot on campus at Tamusa for lots of different reasons. I greet you from home, again, after work hours, because what I'm doing right now, recording a lecture, which I need to do about once a week for this asynchronous U.S. federal government course, I'm not able to do yet at the office. I don't have a computer, much less a camera and the means to record. But from here on out, every week, you will have a recorded lecture that corresponds to the calendar on the syllabus that we'll get to here at the end of this recording. What I will do from here on out is I will remove my ugly face from the lower left-hand corner of your screen. I do it now just so you see that I am a person. My grandma pinches this cheek when I see her. I am Jared Larson, as you see here, the instructor of record for this course, this asynchronous online course in the fall of 2021 at Texas A&M San Antonio. Again, my name is Jared Larson. You can, assuming that we'll at least be in contact via writing, you can call me Jared, call me Larson, call me Professor Larson, call me Dr. Larson if you want. It's a bit stuffy. Please don't call me Mr. Larson. That's my dad. And if you want to go by academic title, doctor is the fanciest one. Master is fun. Bachelor is no longer an option. I got married about pushing 2 years ago, right before the virus crisis. So again, call me what you want. If you insist on formality, Dr. Larson, Professor Larson, or just be more like a normal person and treat me more like a normal person and call me Jared or Larson. I do have an office. I'm not there much for now because, again, I can't print, I can't scan, I can't do anything but stare at the walls when I'm there. But it is in 351 I. There's an office suite in the cab building on the third floor. You can find me there. I have an office number. I haven't configured anything, and nobody's given me any direction as to how to do that. So I would stick with email from here on out to contact me should you need to. And several of you have. And I'm still behind on those because I've been trying to figure out Blackboard and figure out really just how to do anything on campus in the meantime, how to access the textbook, which I'll get to in a sec. My office hours are there. I teach face-to-face classes on Mondays and Wednesdays. So those are going to be my office hours for this semester. Hopefully, if you're on campus and you need or want to talk, you can assuredly find me in the office at those times. Even if I'm just playing solitaire with an actual deck of cards or maybe reading a book, since I can't do much. But then if you want to meet other days or times, just drop me an email. We'll see if we can set things up. And if worse comes to worse, we'll communicate via Zoom or something or over the phone as you wish. But I know I haven't been extremely accessible thus far the first week and a half of the semester. That will change as I'm getting my bearings. But anyway, let's talk about the syllabus here. I'm not going to read through this verbatim. You can obviously read what's here on your own. But here you have some general course information, description of the course, learning outcomes. Basically, I just would like you to have a better understanding of how the political system works in the United States, how the government works. We'll talk a little bit about the historical overview, the Constitution and the founding and up through today. Obviously, the title of the main textbook we use is The Long Story Short. And I've been reading through it. The first few pages make it clear that it's meant to be, a brief introduction, but not an incomplete one. And I kind of like it for that reason. The textbook goes through all these points, checks and balances and branches of government, things that really you should have a rough understanding of if you've been to high school, which you have. And if you live in the United States, which I'm assuming you do, I hope you'd just be naturally curious to know a little bit about, the political world around you. For course goals here, offer an interdisciplinary and global introduction. I'll make references to some other countries. I'll make references to things beyond the field of political science. I really hope to encourage you to think in a critical and analytical manner. That's one of my wider goals, really in any course, but especially in low-level first-year courses too. And what I'm really going to be after here is to get you to apply critical thinking skills through the analysis of films in the context of the course textbook. You're going to write some papers, short ones, 2 short papers throughout the semester. But my goal is to really help you hone your written communication skills through the papers and your interpersonal communication skills through in-class discussion boards, which again I'll talk about momentarily. But as we scroll down through the syllabus here, and by the way, the syllabus you get to, if you go to the home page here of our course, or this is the 607, you might be in 611, but all we do is click on syllabus here. My stupid head is in the way. But oops, darn it, I went too far. Not far enough, not far enough. Syllabus, click here, and that link will take you to here. But anyway, that's where we are with the syllabus. Required textbooks, there are 2, and I know that's been a whole fiasco, and I offer you my most sincere apologies about that. Here's the mystery book, AmGov, long story short. I'm not expecting you to get a hard copy. I am old, getting older, and I just don't want to read on a screen. I wanted a paper copy. I finally received a paper copy Tuesday, week 2 of class, is when it finally showed up. I think I have worked it out with the representative from CQ Press, or Sage, the publisher. That was a whole mistake. I apologize profusely for that. I was told on Thursday the 26th of August, 2021, that, oh no, your students should already have access to this. It's included in their tuition. And then the book rep was mistaken. I've already told you this in an announcement. But that it's a different A&M campus. I forget which one, and it doesn't matter. Your books are included in your tuition. That's not the case at Texas A&M San Antonio. So when the rep told me this, I thought, oh, that's great. That's fantastic. I don't know why anybody else has not told me this on campus. Well, that's why, because it's not the case at our campus. But anyway, I've already posted the links and the link and an announcement and some instructions. I'll put another direct link and more instructions for how to download the book after you buy access to it if you want the ebook. But I've also scanned, that's one thing I did today at home this afternoon because I can't do it at work, is I scanned the first 2 chapters of the book, and I'll get those posted this weekend at some point. So you will have access to PDFs, scanned PDFs of the first 2 chapters of the Barber book. I'll call this the Barber book. The AmGov is the Barber book. You'll have access to the first 2 chapters at least. I might post the 3rd chapter if I have to, if I see that people still need help. But there's that. The other textbook is called the Politics of Power. You do not need to buy this. Do not buy this book. Repeat, do not buy the Politics of Power. I already have scanned the relevant chapters we're going to use. It's an older book. It was published in 2014, so long ago. But the chapters we're going to read are first couple of chapters, the last couple of chapters, and I've already got them scanned. I will post them in the relevant week in the Blackboard course, so don't worry about it. But since it is required reading, I put it in the required textbooks. Do not buy it unless you absolutely want to, but you don't have to, okay? Moving along from there, I've gone on longer than I wanted to for this little intro here. Grading, this is important to you, right? Your grade will be based on attendance and participation, or well, call it participation. I should have taken attendance out, damn it, because we don't attend an online class necessarily, but you need to participate in the discussion boards. Do reading quizzes. You're going to do 2 short papers that I mentioned. I'll explain momentarily, and 4 exams. So the breakdown is as such. Your 10 discussion boards, 10% of your overall grade. I'm going to have you do at least 10 reading quizzes, 20% of your grade. 2 film papers, 30% of your grade. Exams, 4 of them, be worth 10% each, or 40% total. That's how that's going to work. I don't have the grade book set up in Blackboard yet, but the Blackboard people have been pretty helpful of late. I couldn't get to see them until today, the 27th. because other people need help too. But hopefully next week I'll have the grade book all set up and things will really take shape on Blackboard, and you'll see how that grade breakdown works in practice. But anyway, online discussion board. Participation in virtual discussions is vital in any online course. You know, given the virus crisis, I'm sure you're all versed in online learning at this point. And you know that this is a necessary evil. I don't love these discussion board things, but you know, they have their place. Your discussion grade would be based on you asking one question. I'll give you 3 points for that, and then responding to 2 questions from 2 of your classmates. That'll give you 3 points each, and that's 9 points total. The other point I will give you based on how you follow or not my style guide, which I'll have in the getting started, or the intro bit of the Blackboard page. I'll put rubrics for things like the discussion board and my style guide, which just is a guide to your writing style. And I'm going to record another video where I talk about the style guide here in a bit. But I'm trying to encourage you to think about writing and writing clearly, doing some simple things to make your writing look better. But anyway, access to the discussion board will be open on Friday at midnight or Saturdays at 12 a.m. and then we'll close the following weekend at Sunday at midnight or Sunday at 11:59. So you're going to have, in effect, 9 days to do any 1 week's worth of work. The discussion board, reading quizzes, and such. So every week will overlap of the weekend with the following assignments. So if you're going to work on this class only at the weekends, you could knock out, in effect, the work for 2 weekends in a row in 1 weekend, or for 2 weeks in a row in 1 weekend, and then take the subsequent weekend off. Kind of work every 2 weekends if that's what you want to do. I try to set this course up with as much flexibility as possible, okay? Contrary to how rocky we've started, I promise you, I've done this a lot of times before, just not with Blackboard and not with this textbook. But I've been teaching for quite a while, longer than maybe you might think. I have taught online since before the virus crisis, and I know that flexibility is often appreciated with due dates and times and such. So anyway, as I say, each successive week will overlap. A rubric for the discussion board again and the style guide will be posted on the Blackboard page for the class. Note that there will be 13 weeks of discussion, and I'll drop the 3 scores or take the highest 10, however you want to look at it. But that being the case, you only need to do 10 discussion boards. If you want to do all of them, be my guest. That'll probably help your grade, as it will make you engage a little more with all the material. But I'm only going to take the 10 best scores, okay? That's how the online discussion board will work, and its relation to your overall grade, your final grade. Reading quizzes. You're going to have a reading quiz for each chapter of the AmGov book. And additionally, I'll supply reading quizzes for all the chapters that we'll read from the Katz-Nelson book, The Politics of Power. I'm guessing there will probably be around 15, 16, if I'm not mistaken, reading quizzes. Like with the discussion boards, I'm going to take the highest 10 scores. That's it. It does mean, though, that, if you bomb one of these quizzes, you're going to want to maybe do another one to up your score, because they're worth 2% of your overall grade apiece, which also means if you don't do any of them, the best score you can get in the class is an 80. So don't blow off the reading quizzes. They're not meant to just be busy work or anything, but I'm trying to get you I'm trying to incentivize you to read, right? So, as of yet, I'm not certain as to how many quizzes there'll be in total, but fewer than 20. But given that this is still up in the air, you can take as many as you want, and I'm only going to take the 10 highest scores. Consider that a form of, I call it indirect extra credit, because that if you don't get a 10 on a quiz, take the next one and keep taking them until you get 10s. And there you go. And if you want to just take a few of them off, as long as you do 10, you're clear and your grade shouldn't suffer, at least from zeros. Moving on here, next type of assignment. We will watch 4 films throughout the semester. I will hopefully provide you with free access to them via Blackboard, and according to the Blackboard technician folks on campus, that shouldn't be a problem. But I say hopefully because I don't yet know how this is going to be configured. I'm working on it, but it shouldn't be an issue. You will then write a film analysis paper for 2 of them, providing an explanation as to how the themes of the films relate to the readings and the lectures. I don't want you to just tell me about how great the film is aesthetically, or how bad it's poorly done it is. Like, I'm not interested in your interpretation of the artistic qualities. I want you to explain the film in terms of its portrayal of the U.S. political system, right? How does the course help you understand the film, right? One of them is not a documentary. The other three are. But really, again, I want you to explain the film to me in terms of the content of our class, right? That's the assignment. And your papers should be 2 full and complete pages. Under 2 full pages, and that means all the way to the bottom of the page, is required. Okay, that's not long, and I'm going to give you a very comprehensive rubric that will spell out exactly what I want, so there shouldn't be any mystery involved. But I need 2 full pages, and I need fewer than 3 full pages. If you're under 2 or over onto 4, I'm going to cap your score at 70. So don't do that. I'm into having students follow directions, as you can gather. There'll be a rubric on Blackboard and supplementary material for each film. I have study guides for most of them. I have some sample papers from other places I've taught this class with these films to give you an idea of what I'm looking for. So I'm not out to surprise you ever with anything, much less the assignments. So I'm here to help. And then you can also discuss the films in the discussion board any given week that you feel. And then, of course, as I am very much focused on the writing process, I am, of course, more than willing to meet with you in person or virtually to discuss your papers. I'll happily look things over if you want to email me your paper before it's due. And I also encourage you to contact the Jaguar Writing Center, as the idea is that this course help you to become a better writer. Because honing your critical thinking and writing skills in a general education class like this one is pretty important, as these are really the most transferable skills you can apply to your other classes and your future endeavors, job, life, etc. Is critical thinking and writing. Okay, so I really want to work on that in this class. Other professors for this class have different approaches, making you actually read the Constitution, things of that nature. And while I don't think that is unimportant, reading the Constitution front to back is not going to help you in your intro to sociology class, your intro to psychology class, whatever your major courses are. You're going to have to write more papers. So I focus on writing in especially my lower level courses, because it's really the most transferable skill I can help you work on. Okay. Lastly, we're going to take 4 online exams, and these will be multiple choice. And obviously it'll be open note and open book, but they will be timed. Okay. I haven't made them up yet, but I'm envisioning maybe 50 questions to be done in an hour and 15 minutes, because I'm going to give the same exams in written form to my face-to-face classes. So however you want to do it is up to you. Or sorry, however you want to do it. Sorry, however I want to do it is up to me when it comes to formatting the exams, but you're going to be taking them on your own time, as is the nature of an asynchronous class, right? We're not timed. We don't have any set schedules beyond due dates. There's no set time you have to do anything. But I will make you sit down and take the exam all in one go. And again, probably about an hour and 15 minutes is what they'll be. I will give you a study guide before each exam, okay? And you'll have plenty of time. I'll try to get that to you maybe the Tuesday or Wednesday of a week that we have an exam. And the exams will be due, the first 3 will be due a given week on Sunday by midnight with the other things. But you'll have plenty of time to ask me questions. My study guides have won prizes at other universities. Not really, but students have always said they appreciate them. I mean, I really try to be transparent. My goal is not to give you trick questions, try to fool you. I don't get paid more if your scores aren't so good. Quite the opposite, right? I want to help you do the best job you can. So that's why I still use study guides. If you miss exams without making arrangements, I'll let you make them up, but with a penalty, okay? So if you miss the first exam and don't say anything to me ahead of time, make arrangements, I'll cap your score at 80. You miss the second, 70%. You miss the third exam, 60%. You miss the final, 50% maximum, okay? So try to stay on task, pay attention to the due dates, and you'll be fine. I will add that I expect that you will not work with others on the exams, all right? Do the work by yourself. If there's any evidence of students working together, I will refer you to the dreaded dean's office. And Blackboard tells me creepily, when you start the exam, when you finish the exam, and if you start and stop at the same time and earn the same score as somebody else, I'm probably going to start asking you some questions, okay? So don't do it. Work on your own time, on the exams especially. Larson's administrative notes here. Late work, right? I understand that you're busy. We all are. And I've been busier than I've ever imagined this past week trying to figure this course out or what I need to be doing with little support. But anyway, moving on from there. My primary responsibility at college is to teach you something. Yours is your education, of course. So plan accordingly, organize your work, travel, and social calendars around all the due dates and exams. Use the flexibility on the reading quizzes and the film analysis papers and the discussion boards too, to your advantage, right? Be responsible, plan ahead from the outset, and you'll do fine, right? In other words, allowing you some genuine flexibility with certain assignments means that I will not accept late work unless you are truly in dire straits, right? Which I do fully understand can happen. My grandma is 91 years old. She's up in Kansas City, my hometown, where I was born. I had to live there forever, but she's not in good health, okay? I might have to check out for a week this semester to deal with the inevitable. I don't want to, but I do understand that life happens, is what I'm saying. So something like that comes up in your life, just get in touch and we can make exceptions. But generally speaking, you missed the discussion board, let it sail. You missed the reading quiz, move on. I'm not going to let you make things like that up unless, you're really dealing with something major. But if you are dealing with something, let me know. We can make arrangements for you on the quizzes, or sorry, on the tests, especially the exams. But so generally speaking, plan on getting your work done and completed and submitted when you're supposed to, right? Especially the discussion boards and the reading quizzes. What else do I have to say here? There's a link I would encourage you to look at. I'm not going to pull it up now because I've already gone on longer than I wanted to. But a link on how to email a professor. A few of you have been in touch and have not done a very good job of complying with just the general minimums of what constitutes a professional email. But this how to email a professor link will give you some guidelines. And if you don't follow those guidelines, I reserve the right to not respond. Some students in semesters past have complained about this directly to me or on the teaching evals at the end of the semester. I care about what you think, but I don't care if you find this a bit fussy on my end. But I'm not asking you to write a Shakespearean sonnet or a letter like you would to your grandma. I'm really just asking you to be professional. When you write an email, when you write a professional email to me, to any of your professors, use your Tamusa email account first and foremost. Give me a subject line. Give me a greeting. Hello, Jared. How are you doing? Tell me who you are, that you're in one of my federal government online classes, and then, tell me what you need. If you've got a problem, instead of just saying, hey, could you give me more time to turn in the paper, propose a solution, right? Say, hey, something came up. Can I turn in my paper on Tuesday instead of Sunday? I'll probably say yes. If you just ask for more time, I'll probably say no, right? Help me help you. Be professional. That's part of it, okay? So that's what I'm asking you to do. And as I say here, if we've learned anything from the virus crisis, it's that work will increasingly be done online and in written form. So, landing your first real job will likely depend on how you present yourself in writing via a screen. So practice now, okay? That's all. And I've never not responded to anybody, but I leave that in there in all my syllabi just as a just in case. If I get a really egregious example, I have the right to not respond. Anyway, following this, I'm not going to read through all of this, but we have a laundry list of Tamusa policies, procedures, and services and resources and things. If you have a disability, hopefully you've been in touch with the Disability Support Services Office. And if you have, they've likely been in touch with me, and we're all on the same page. If you do have a disability, you might want to check in with me just in case. And so I can be certain to make whatever accommodations you need. Extra time on the tests is the most important thing probably. So be in touch as you need. Academic Learning Center, utilize that if you like. There's subject area tutoring available. I mean, obviously you can come talk to me and I'll help you if you don't understand something. But you can also utilize the student services there, or the Learning Center via the Student Services tab on Jaguar. Counseling resources are available to you if you need to talk to a counselor. I feel like I've needed to because I'm going nuts over here. I'm super stressed out. Again, I apologize yet again for the status quo of this class thus far. I'm utterly embarrassed by what's gone on. But again, a lot's been out of my control. But yeah, my wife has been my counselor of late. Emergency preparedness, financial aid, the Writing Center, I've already mentioned once. Here it is again. Use it. Maybe somebody has. Maybe if you've been around, if this isn't your first semester, maybe you have used the Writing Center. I would encourage you to do so. I might suggest that you do so after your first papers come in. We'll see. But there are a lot of resources on campus that, looking back, now that I've been teaching for well over a decade now, I'm realizing how many resources I did not utilize when I was an undergraduate. And that's probably the case with many of you too. There's a lot on campus, a lot of people there who are willing to help you. But like with me, trying to figure things out too, if you don't know where to look, well, then you don't know where to go. But I'm trying to give you the info you need to take care of different things. Even if you have problems meeting basic needs, the Dean of Students office is there to help. Contact the Dean's office there. If you're a veteran or active duty military personnel, you probably have been in touch with the Military Affairs office. If you haven't, I encourage you to do so if that applies to you. Let's see, respect for diversity, religious observances as well. It kind of goes together. The university will accommodate your faith needs, for lack of a better term. Let me know if some sort of religious observance of yours conflicts with a due date or deadline. We can work around that. When it comes to diversity, just, be nice, be courteous. In an online class, especially an asynchronous online class, would probably, you're not going to have maybe much chance to butt heads with anybody directly, but in the discussion boards, I've never had any two people really go at it on discussion boards. I don't anticipate it happening here, but just, be respectful to different opinions, analyses, views, etc. I don't think I need to say much more. And if I see somebody not being respectful in the discussion board, I will definitely intervene if I have to. 6 drop rule, don't drop a lot of classes. They'll start ringing up with Fs. Statement of harassment and discrimination, obviously, following the diversity line. Be nice. Don't violate any other's personal space, etc., etc. Students' rights and responsibilities. You've probably seen this up and down your syllabi, so I'm not going to read through this here. We'll get to the one last administrative point that I'm going to stress again. My academic dishonesty policy. Well, it's not mine, it's the university's, but this is where I stress for the 3rd time on the syllabus here, don't cheat, right? I mentioned it above once, and then I skipped it second time I had it on the syllabus, but here it is again. I've mentioned it 3 times on one syllabus. Don't cheat. I have no patience for it. And the university's academic dishonesty policy is pretty clear. Student is subject to penalty for cheating, plagiarism, fabrication, multiple submissions, misrepresentation of academic records, facilitating academic dishonesty of others. So if you allow someone else to copy your paper, or if you help somebody else on their exam, you're just as guilty of academic dishonesty. Don't do these things. And please know that if I catch any academic dishonesty in my class, I will give you an F straight away. This is because in my previous job out of state, I had a run of a lot of cheaters, and I just got so tired of dealing with it that instead of giving you an F on an assignment that you might cheat on, if you cheat in the class, you're just going to get an F for the class. You can appeal the grade, and we can sort it out, but you'll probably lose because I'm not going to accuse you of cheating unless I've got ironclad evidence. But anyway, don't cheat. That's just what I'm saying. That's just good advice. If you're a freshman, just don't start. And if you've cheated before, you're an upper class person, sophomore, junior, senior, and if you don't make a habit of it, I'd advise that you stop if you ever have. But anyway, on a happier note, let's move on to the schedule here. So week 1 officially started Thursday of last week on the 19th. I didn't message you until the 20th, and I apologize for that. And it's because I was just waiting through a night. At that point, I still didn't have a key to my office, which still doesn't have a computer, but at least I can open the door now. But last week, the 19th and 20th were pretty hectic. I was still doing orientation things, and I knew that since I have face-to-face sections of this course too, weren't gonna meet until week 2. We weren't gonna do anything in here. Week 2, the 23rd to 27th, introduction video that you're hopefully watching now. I will post another video, a brief one, briefer than this one, in which I talk about my writing advice and style guide. But that was really all I envisioned you doing for this second week of courses. So anticipating that I was going to have some adjustment period problems, and because my face-to-face courses didn't meet until week 2, and all we did was talk about the syllabus and the textbook. So I didn't want to jump the gun on the online class. So even though I know we've gotten off to this crazily rocky start, and you've probably felt like you haven't had a clue, I haven't either, and that's why you haven't. But I didn't plan on us really diving in until the 30th of August anyway. So while it feels like we're way behind, we're not way behind, and that was by design, okay? But so week 3, next week, all you need to do is read chapter 1 of the AmGov, the Barber book, that I've already got scanned, and I will post for you soon. By the time you watch this video, I'm sure I will have posted the PDF. I'm going to post a discussion board and a reading quiz this coming weekend. You'll need to take those by, I guess this way, time for you goes this way. You'll need to get those done by the 5th of September, which is the Sunday of next weekend by 11:59 p.m. So again, we're really not behind. It feels like it, but we're not, okay? And every subsequent week is going to be pretty similar. It's sort of like Groundhog Day in academia. Asynchronous classes can be like that because, we just kind of jump through the same hoops again and again. Week 4, we'll read Barber Chapter 2. Again, discussion board and reading quiz there. We'll watch the movie 13th, which was a Netflix documentary that was made several years ago now. I think it was 2015 maybe. I usually have had a student or two who has seen it. It's a very good film on civil rights and liberties. It has to do with the 13th Amendment to the Constitution, which abolished slavery, but laid the groundwork for the system of mass incarceration that we have in the United States at present, and have had since the end of slavery, but really ticked up in recent decades. But it's a thought-provoking film. We'll watch that in week 5. And then the following week, week 6, you will turn in a paper by Sunday the 26th. And that's the same time that you'll need to submit the work for week 6, which will include 2 chapters from the Katz-Nelson book. I will record lectures. I'll talk over a PowerPoint and record them. I'll do those for every week that there's a reading, discussion board, reading quizzes, and then the paper. That same week will be when you will do the first exam, which will also be due by the 26th. I've gotten some negative feedback from students at other places for having everything due at the same time, but that's my way of accommodating the procrastinators. You might choose as well to maybe not do a discussion board the week there's a quiz, right? Go ahead, take that one off. You can take off at least 3 discussion boards or reading quizzes. And again, the papers, there are 4 films, and you only have to do 2 papers on the film. So, if you don't want to do a film paper the week that there's an exam, then don't do the film that week, because the following film, for example, the following film is due the same time that there's a quiz, and then the third one is too. Sorry, the scheduling didn't work out exactly the way I liked. The 4th film is not due the same time that there is something else due, or a quiz or a test due. But again, if I leave it this way so you can schedule your week that works out the best for you. Okay, because I've in the past I've done it differently, where I have, say, the discussion board due on Tuesday, the reading quiz on Wednesday, the paper on Friday, the test on Sunday, and people complain about that. Why don't you just give me the whole weekend to work on everything? So that's what I've done, to accommodate as many interests as I can. If you're an organized person, be organized and get things done on your own time, set your own schedule. But these asynchronous classes do require a bit of self-discipline in that regard. But anyway, again, for each week, I'm going to organize the Blackboard by week, and you'll have the recorded lecture there. I'll also include the straight PowerPoint if you want to click through that without having to watch the video and listen to my annoying voice. What I am going to have to do is list the hyperlinks that I will include in the PowerPoint separately, because I post the lectures on YouTube, and YouTube will yank my videos down if I'm including any copyrighted material, even though this is for education. But that's how that works. So anyway, that's the structure of the course. I don't think I'm not going to go through it point by point. You know how calendars work. But there it is. I will add, as I scroll down, Thanksgiving week is week 15. What I'm going to do is allow you all in the online sections to work through week 14 all the way through week 15. So if you want to put the work before Thanksgiving off and focus on your other courses, because that gets to be a busy time of the year, do that. You can work over the Thanksgiving break. No harm, no foul. And then week 16 will open up the first weekend of the break too. So you can work on both weeks 14 and 16 during week 15 if you choose. Okay, and then week 16 will wrap up pretty quickly. Not a lot to do, just one very short chapter. And then the final will be obviously during finals week, which is the 6th to 11th of December. And I'll give you until the end of that week, Friday at 5 p.m. to get the final taken. So, you can work around your other finals. Okay. That's where we're at. I feel like I need to apologize again and again and again, but I repeat myself too much as it is. But please do know I am genuinely sorry about the way things have started off. This was not my plan. I'm having to bite my tongue a bit from complaining too much about the university and my department, but I think there is some blame there. But anyway, I am responsible for the class, and I have let you down because I've been let down by others, but hopefully we're done. I'm done letting you down now, okay? So I thank you for your patience thus far. Since this is the first time I've taught this class at this university with Blackboard, there might be some other hiccups. I apologize for those in advance, but I promise you, I have a PhD in political science. I know what I'm talking about. I'm a good editor. I'm here to help you write. I'm just going to have to get through this semester. And I appreciate your patience thus far. And I thank you in advance for the patience I'm going to need from you at times as we progress. Okay. Take care. Thank you. And we'll be in touch. Bye-bye.